Good morning everybody. I'm attempting to vlog if I remember over the coming days, weeks, however long I decide to vlog for. I thought it would be fun to kind of document some of my reading in real time of all the library books that I've been talking about over on the channel. So yeah, I thought why not start now. I am just about to get ready to leave to go to work today, but I picked up last night one of those library books. I have been reading them since hauling them, but it's only just sparked to me now to do like a little reading vlog. But anyway, the book that I picked up last night was The Door of No Return by Kwame Alexander, and this is inspired by, like, it's a historical fiction, so it's inspired by West African history. Author's note at the start, which I will read to you. This is a historical fiction. It is a novel inspired by history based on the real lives of the Ashanti people who are native to a region of West Africa now known as Ghana. It's a hard story to write, but it was one that needed to be told. I wrote it for the me nobody knows, for the you who is still becoming, for the possibility that is in us. The great poet, philosopher and abolitionist Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Be an opener of doors." I've tried to be that here. Now you must walk through with your eyes unshut, with your heart unlocked, and your mind as free as the mighty sea Aquaba. So I love at the moment that it is kind of told in prose. It's making it really easy to attain and absorb, and I'm really enjoying the point of view of our main character, Kofi Offin, who's a schoolboy, and you kind of just get in a slice of life at the moment. He's kind of in war with his older cousin, who's kind of a bully, to be quite honest. And yeah, I'm just enjoying kind of seeing how he goes about his days and manages that. He's also struggling with his feelings for a girl that he really likes, and I think there's a difficulty there because her class is kind of lower than his. She's like a house servant to her uncle because her parents had passed away, so in order to get like board and food, she has to do all like the cleaning and servantral duties for her uncle. So there's a bit of communication there and difficulties there as well. So yeah, I'm only 53 pages in, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Good afternoon guys. I'm not gonna lie, I've been up for maybe like half an hour. I think it's like 12ish now. Yeah, it's just gone 12. Done all my skincare and everything and feeling refreshed and awake. I clearly needed a bit of a lie-in. So the plan of action today is obviously to get some reading done in. I don't feel like that made sense, but I need to do a little bit of house person-y stuff and clean up the space in the kitchen. Oh my goodness, some little ones are having a lot of fun out there in the car park. I hope they're being safe though. I think there's a parent, yeah, there's a parent out there with them. Anyway, I need to do a load of washing up, and then I am going to attempt to dye my other half's jeans that he's recently cut into shorts. So they were like a light grey, you guys will see, and I purchased this like little sachet of dark denim coloured dye by Dylon. I used to do this back in the day. I think I've done it a couple of times. I made jean shorts and then I did tie-dye on them, and I loved them. I used to wear them to filth. They were great. So I said, yeah, just put it in water, mix it around. So let's see how well the jeans take to them. And yeah, I need to do a little bit of Just Dance because I ain't been to the gym all week because it has been too hot. Earlier in the week I was really ill. Like, I think I've mentioned before, I have, what do they call it, like an overheating sickness. I've always struggled, like, it's like I've got hot blood, do you know what I mean? Like, I've always struggled with easily overheating. So when the weather is reflecting that, and we've had highs of like 30, 31 degrees this week in the UK, in the parts that I'm living at, which is astronomical for Britain, it's just absolutely reflected awfully on my inner world. It feels like my insides are boiling. I get my migraines way more frequently, and they're already pretty frequently and chronic. I just feel generally unwell and just awful. It feels like I'm melting inside. So I was really poorly at the beginning of the week, and I just decided, you know what, this week is not going to be a gym week, but I feel inherently guilty for that, and I don't know why. I think because I've recently just picked it back up again and I'm trying to get fit and active and just wanting to look after myself in that way, when I miss a stretch of time, it's hard to compartmentalize the reasons why in association with just not doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's not a reason of laziness, or even if it was a reason of laziness and I just weren't feeling it, that would be okay too. Like, you've got to listen to your body. But I'm not taking that on board mentally. Like, I just feel bad that I've not been all week. So I'm going to do some Just Dance. You might see a little bit of that, we'll see. And then again, I don't know if this part will get filmed, but I've been clearing out some of my storage. I've had a storage unit since I first moved for the first time about 5 years ago. So there's loads of flies. The windows are like open all over the place, and Elsa is looking around at all these flies, and I'm like, please don't eat the dirty things. Anyway, I've been taking out a load of boxes because it's just so expensive, and I've got space now to store them in home. So yeah, I'll probably be trying to go through those, but we'll see how the day pans out. So I think first things first, I'm going to make myself some chai and then get the washing up sorted, because I need to use the sink to have a bowl filled up for the dye to dye the trousers. Oh, also I read some more of the Door of No Return. Sorry, I'm just like opening up the home, walking in, opening the curtains and that. Oh yes, my other half did put on a wash load for his uniform. I almost forgot about that. It's very quiet, which is nice. Like, I don't hear it in the other room, so I didn't even realise the washing machine was on. I thought he was going to say he's going to do it and then forget. But anyway, yeah, let me just open up the place, air everything out. I was reading, what was I saying? Sorry. Here, there and everywhere. I'm a scatterbrain this morning or this afternoon. I was reading some more of The Door of No Return last night, and I'm currently on page 106. Very much enjoying it. Very fast, easy pacing to get through. Nothing like super profound is happening at the moment. They are talking about these sort of trials, these like games that they hold in a festival once a year between the upper and lower regions, where they kind of encourage, like, you know, sportsmanship, and just, you know, it's a fun thing, but there also is that spite behind it of like, who's better, the upper or the lower region. And yeah, we're just having these kind of fights. There's like wrestling and things of that nature. I think there might be running and things like that as well. So yeah, it's going well. Just had to do another quick pit stop, make sure the critters had enough food and water, especially water for this heat. So now I can see it to myself. Right, let's sort this up and speed it up for you guys. You can tell which one of us last washed up because we layer out completely different to each other. Whereas he has the cutlery stuff like draining in the sink. I've recently, and like he has this metal thing over on the draining board. I recently put the draining board over on top of the towel and have everything over there, and then I put the cups and stuff there because I like to use this part of the sink to rinse. So I have this, like, I wash up with all the soap and sudsy stuff in the big sink, and then I pile them up in this little one, and then when I've got enough stuff, I quick dash them with a bit of cool water to rinse them off, and then I pile them up. So you can see, like, you can like, okay, who washed up last? It's definitely my turn. Do you know what I mean? Oh, would you look at that? Nice and clean. Fantastic. So now I think I'm going to grab those jeans that need to be dyed, and let's see how they turn out together. It's like I won't need that bowl that I was going to use. It says weigh dry fabric. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to do exactly the things, which is awful because I should follow the rules, but rules are meant to be broken. Yeah. Anyway, leave damp. So I'm going to just damp it up at the minute, then using rubber gloves. So I've got these gloves, hopefully they will be okay. I might put another pair on top of these. Dissolve dye in 500 milliliters of warm water. Okay, just fill it up how I think it is. Fill the bowl with the stainless steel sink. Pretty sure this is stainless steel. With approximately 6 liters of warm water. Stir in 250 grams of table salt. Okay, give this a go. keep coming back and checking it over a period of time and see how it gets on. I will show you the finished result. Hello, little check-in before I finally take those clothes out of the washing machine. I've just finished a book that I was reading on my Kindle. This isn't a library book, but I thought I'd quickly mention it, but I will talk more about it properly in my second part of my wrap-up at the end of the month. This was The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I really enjoyed this. It's basically a story about like a children's summer camp, and they kind of taught self-reliance, and it's sort of all funded from these rich people that live on the top of the hill, and a child goes missing and another child has gone missing, which is their sibling, years later, and it spans across a time period. You go back and forth as these kind of dual missing cases come to a head, and there's so many POVs, but it is so detailed and complex. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So it took me a while to get to it. It was at the sort of time period, I think, same sort of happenings when I was reading Murtagh, and I kept putting it down because other books that I had committed to, like on book tours and things like that, were taking priority. But finally finished it, absolutely adored it, and I'll talk a bit more details of what I loved and characters and stuff like that in my wrap. Good morning everybody. I may or may not have forgotten that I was vlogging, so I feel like pretty much a whole week may have gone by since I last checked in. I have finished The Door of No Return. That was amazing. I think I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed the telling of the tale, like the way it was told in poetry, and it was so harrowing, so heartbreaking, but I feel like under everything, despite everything, you had this layer of hope always. It just kind of followed the life of Kofi as he had, you know, his regular schmegular life in the village in Upper Quanta, and also rivalries between him and his cousin, who was also called Kofi, but he was like the bigger, better, stronger Kofi, born on the same day, because I think Kofi means Tuesday, if I remember correctly, but he just seemed to be everything that our main character Kofi wasn't. So he was going to basically teach him a lesson by beating him at swimming, because the other Kofi basically beat him literally in everything else. He also had this love interest, basically this little girl who was so cute in his class, who he adored, but he just kind of got a little bit tongue-tied every time he spoke to her. It was just a quiet knowing, you know. I think they both liked each other, but they wouldn't say anything, and his best friend always getting him in trouble, his brother always looking out for him and just teaching him lessons, his family unit, everything was just fantastic. And it felt that way until about halfway, when tragedy befalls the family in the form of an accidental killing during a competition. They do this festival each year between the upper and lower regions, and the brother basically accidentally murders someone of great value, you know, great esteem, shall we say, within the lower region. And yeah, it just goes downhill from there. It was, as I say, harrowing, heartbreaking, super emotional, but beautifully told. I've thoroughly enjoyed this one and the telling of it. I am currently reading 2 other library books. I'm reading a non-fiction children's book. This is The Place for Me, Stories About the Windrush Generation. This is by the Black Cultural Archives, and there was a picture in this because I was reading it with my partner, and he went, "Oh, that was in Queenie," and I was like, "Oh, bless your little cotton socks." That was so cute that he pointed that out. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying this. I've got the digital book as well, the digital, why did I say that, the ebook, so I've been reading little bits here and there. So I think even though it says I'm on page 31, I think I'm like a couple of pages ahead. I think I might be on, page 45, which looks like this if you're interested. And they're basically broken down into 12 stories by people who are the Windrush generation. It's either diary entries, it's storytellings of remembering back in that day. You know, it's stories glimpsing that time. And within those stories, or between those stories, there's like little fact files and there's pictures and bits of information, and it's fascinating. I am really enjoying all the things I'm learning. And for fantasy, I am reading children's fantasy. This is The Monsters of Rookhaven by Podrag. They said it in the audiobook and I've since forgotten again. Podrick Kenny, I think is how you pronounce this person's name, Podrick Kenny, and this is fantastic. I've spoken a lot about it already in terms of books that I want to read. So we're following Mirabelle, who is in this monster realm, and they're quite happy, content, isolated. They've got this glamour that protects them from the like human realm, and then there's basically a tear between the two worlds, and a brother and a sister find themselves in Mirabelle's home, and danger basically unravels, because it's like, if you can get in, who else can get in that wants to do us harm, you know? I'm only very early pages in this. I'm doing audiobook and reading because I wanted to read with the pictures and everything as well. And I think the audiobook is spot on so far. Like, I really love the narrator's voices that she's putting on. I'm on page 47, so yeah, it just feels like a really whizzy through book, if that makes sense. Like, I'm devouring it when I am listening to it, but I haven't picked it up in a couple of days because I've been reading a book for a book tour. But yes, those are the updates for right now. I need to scoff my breakfast and get ready to be leaving for work. I've got a bit of time left, but I like to have a bit of pottering around time, do you know what I mean? I've been doom strolling, so enough of that. Plan of action, I've been home for like probably half an hour, maybe longer than that, maybe 40 minutes or so. So I'm gonna have a shower, and then I don't know if I'm gonna tackle some of the boxes that I brought home last night from storage. I've since emptied out all my storage, which is amazing. I can't remember if I said that already this morning. Let's have a little look at how that is right now, because the room is packed. This is how the library is right now. It's packed full of boxes that I need to go through, so I need to do a little bit of that every so often. And the hamsters are chilling up there. Some other exciting news I haven't shared with you yet is I have my snake. So my last job was as an animal technician, but the course was dissolving, so I said there was a snake that I wanted to adopt, and he's called Icey, and I went and got him on Wednesday. And he's here, he's settling in, he's just sleeping at the moment. So if you don't like snakes, look away now, but I'm going to show you Icey. So he's just curled up in there. You can't really see him at the minute. He's like right against the panel there, getting some warmth. But yes, he is here. This is his home now. His retirement, shall we say. Hey folks, I just wanted to do a really quick little reading update for The Monsters of Rookhaven by Podrag Kenny. I'm really enjoying this. I read some more last night. I'm now on page 83. And we finally got a character called Piglet, who's very elusive, not really seen much in this like monster family manner because he's very dangerous. But I want to know, why is Piglet dangerous and why the name Piglet? We finally had a little chapter of him, and Mirabelle, our main character, really likes Piglet. I don't think she's ever seen him, but she goes to the door and talks to him, and we just had a chapter about Piglet. And finally, like, I think we're going to see more of him soon. Maybe not in the best way, but we're going to see more of him, and so I'm really intrigued about that. We're also having some more interactions between this village, which I'm now understanding there's the village of humans within this world. So I'm guessing Rookhaven. So you've got the humans, and then you've got the monsters of Rookhaven, and all of that is wrapped up in this glamour. So that's why it's so shocking that these siblings have come through, because they're not from the village. They've come through the glamour from like the outside place, you know, which has just humans. So yeah, and everybody kind of wants to eat them. But Mirabelle's like, leave them alone. So yeah, something dramatic has just happened between Mirabelle and another character, and I'm like, oh my god, what is going on? So I'm really enjoying this. I think this is such a great story so far. I'm showing Icey the house. This is the kitchen and living room. You are getting pre-shed, I think, my dude. Eyes are getting a bit milky. Here we are. There's your mouse defrosted up there. Well, defrosting. Let's not go over there. This is full up with all the stuff from storage at the moment, so yeah, you can't really be in there. This is the bathroom. I don't know if he's actually he's slithering quite around. Okay, are you gonna go back home? Or you're not? Come on, you did a really cool trick earlier. Well, the earlier the other day is what I meant. Where you just like did a Mexican wave slide down my arm, back home. And I think you might be doing that now. Slowly but surely. To be honest, this jumper I'm wearing is kind of slippy, so maybe he's just not liking the traction of it. Come on, he's doing it. Slowly but surely, the boy is doing it. Whee! Okay, it wasn't quite as smooth as before, but he's in. Man, he's super long, isn't he? He is super long. Just does not end. Good boy. And Elsa's kind of just like, okay. If you're wondering, like, what my cat thinks about all of this, she is honestly, let me just perch you here whilst I lock him up and everything. She's honestly just watching him. She just, not even like menacingly, I've not noticed. She's been, hello mister. She's just been sitting on the bed, because the bed is literally opposite here. Just chilling. I don't even know if she realises there's someone in there. I mean, she must know, because when I was like filling it up with all his stuff, she was watching, and she has looked like that kind of alert before, but not like she's trying to get him. I think she's quite curious. Whereas with the hamsters, when I had the hamster on this spot before we got Icey, it was a bit too predator curious, if you know what I mean. So I've since put them super high up in the library, right? But I can still get them if I get my little step ladder. I just make sure to move the step ladder when I'm done and put it back in the kitchen. But here, like, she sits on top of the vivarium, and not very often though. I've seen her maybe do it the first like night and day. But hello mister. But yeah, since then really she kind of looks up and then goes and sits on the bed. So far it's a harmonious family. Our little dude is so cute. Hello. I've gone through a couple boxes now, and I may have forgotten how much unicorn decor I truly have. I just love unicorns. How cute is this book? If you've got a wobbly bottom, there's so much you can do. My heart. So I'm home from work, and I think I've got a bit of a headache, so I think I'm just gonna read a little bit and have a cup of tea, get some more medication down me, and try to relax. Okay, ignore the little migraine patch. It's so cool, and it's really helping whilst the medication's kicking in, like as a combo. Perfect duo. And also this little mark is my pillow I'm propping my phone against. But I have updates. I have been reading these wordless stories picture books. So I've read 3 so far, and I have 1 more, but I'm going to talk about that properly in the wrap up, because I feel like otherwise I'm talking about everything here. But the first one I read was Flood by Alvaro F. Villa, and this is the story about a family whose life is disrupted by their home getting flash flooded, and it is beautiful. I just want to show you the illustrations for this one. It's beautiful. I just feel like with all of these, you could easily imagine a beautiful like animated or stop motion movie, like a short movie, 20 minutes or even less. Because the art style already is just taking you there, and just to imagine the score, like the musical score on top of that, would be absolutely beautiful. So yeah, this one I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was really well told with just pictures, and for my first experience in trying a wordless story, I really did enjoy it. And it had a ending, like a happy ending, of hope, and I felt like the moral of it, for me, the takeaway at least, was that you can always build something stronger and better. Just don't give up. So I liked that one. And then I started the Journey trilogy with book 1's Journey and book 2 Quest by Aaron Becker. And this is about a little girl who is a bit lonely and bored. Every member of her family in the house is busy and they're not just really paying her much need, they're doing their own thing. So she goes out with her red crayon, draws, or she doesn't go out, she goes to her bedroom, draws on the wall which I know is every parent's nightmare, but she opens like a magical gate into this wonderful world of imagination, and it is absolutely darling. Again, the illustrations in this is stunning. Just take a look at the scenery, it's beautiful. I just was breathtaking. So this one I think I gave a 3.5 as well. So this is Journey, and then the sequel is Quest, and I gave that one a 4 stars. And I really enjoyed how the story was expanded in this one. So let me just show you that one there. She meets a little buddy and they go on a quest together. It is great. And then the third book for that series, the end of the trilogy, is Return, and I'm going to be reading this one now, or viewing this one now. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the conclusion. They're very quick, very easy. I feel like it would probably get your children interested in picking up a book, even though there's no words. It's just the action of, you know, manually turning a page, and in your head that story is evolving and developing even though there's no words on the page. So that could encourage them to pick up other things and slowly introduce words and stuff. But also just for the art alone, it is a beautiful experience, and it's one that I've not really experienced before, because I've read manga, I've read graphic novels, all that sort of stuff, just not to this extent where the story is solely told in illustrations, and I thought it was divine. So yeah, I'm gonna go and inhale this one now and watch this documentary, The Man with 1,000 Kids. Here we go, that's what I'm gonna be up to. Morning folks, I'm in a little bit of a tizzy. I'm going to a different library today, kind of last minute to cover, so just trying to figure out bus routes and how to get there. It's one I've never visited before, but I have seen it on my travels when I've been going out on like excursions and stuff with friends, and I've, funnily enough, like the other week I was like, oh, that's where that one is. So I think I have a picture of it in my mind. It's just figuring out the bus routes, but it's all right. They've given me grace. Like if I get there late, I get there late. You know, it's all very last minute, but hope you all have a good day. Got a new little tray for Elsa. How cute is that? Got these little bits in TK Maxx today. Some cute witchy towels that I'm definitely going to keep for like hand towels. They're so cute. Halloween season slowly trickling in. And then for $7.99 I got these 3 Tolkien or World of Tolkien books by David Day. So there is a dictionary, battles, and the Ring Legends. I think I've got the green one as well at home, but I can't remember what that one's called. But yeah, gorgeous. And I've got some Haichu. I've never tried this flavour before. It's they're coated with chia seeds, and it's dragon fruit, acai, and passion fruit. So hopefully I like them. I like the strawberry ones, or is it watermelon? Might be watermelon. Good morning, folks. Today is Thursday the 11th and it is 8:05. I was just looking at this stack of books that I got from the library, and I think once I get a chunk through there, even though I know I'm going to keep borrowing books because it's what I do now, I really want to select a chunk from my personal library, which I can't access easily at the minute because of all the storage boxes, right? But I think it'd be nice to have like a pile of books I want to get through within a couple of months or something, and like challenge myself to read through them and like check in with you guys when that's happening, and maybe talk about potential like 5-star reads and stuff like that. So let me know if that's something you'd enjoy, and if so, what kind of format you would like that. Like if you want like a random lengthy check-in vlog as and when I pick the books up, because it feels like there won't be like a good estimated start and end date, because that could be like a generalized period of like 3 to 4 months, do you know what I mean? Or would a tighter time frame be best? I don't know. I was just looking as I was drinking my coffee this morning, and thinking that, but I haven't, like, it's not a fully formed thought yet, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm just about to be in my day, head out to work, and yes, begin my day basically. Have a lovely day, and I will check in at some point soon. So I've got some bits I wanted to show you. I have been obsessed with collecting but not actually doing these mini-verse things. These are so cute. They've recently opened them up in like these proper pop-up stands in Hobbycraft, and I've just seen them in Asda today, so I got this one. This is the mini food one, and I also got the mini lifestyle one, so super excited to see what ones they are. But the main lot of stuff is I went into Superdrug to get a new face wash because I'm running low and I'm so out of the loop with what's good these days. So I just went to Revolution, and I've got the Sally Hughes Clean Sheet Morning Cleanser, but I didn't just get that. I got some more High Smile toothpaste. I love the flavours of these. I'm currently using a banana one, but I wanted to try the cinnamon donut paste. I don't think I've tried that one yet. And I've got two of, it looks like a new line to me, by Superdrug. This is Naturally Radiant, and this is surprisingly expensive for a Superdrug's own brand. This was $16.99, and this is the glycolic acid toner with kiwi fruit and mulberry extracts, which I've been needing like a astringent kind of toner, as I've got more of the milky, but do I even have a toner at the moment? Yeah, I've got like I think it's the Fenty Fat Water one. It's like more of a milky kind of toner, and then a moisturizer, because I am almost running low and I wanted to have one back up, so I thought have the two in the same line and give these a go. So yeah, some little goodies for my evening. Hello. So I've got some books I want to share with you today. So I've got 5 from the library, which is becoming an addiction, and I've got some that I bought from Vinted, so let's whiz through those. Okay, so I've picked up a couple of horrors. The first 3 are when I was covering at a different library, so as always I have a little peruse at what they've got on the shelf, and I picked up some horrors from there. So World War Z, which I've been wanting to read for a while now. I almost picked it up at my one and then decided to put it back because I thought I have too many books out. Here I am, still getting more books out regardless. This is by Max Brooks, and it is the oral history of the zombie war. I really want to watch the movie as well, and it's almost one of those cult classics, zombie books, so I want to give that a go. I like that it seems to be sort of mixed medium, the way that it's told, and I think we're following varied perspectives. This one I don't think I had heard of before prior to this. This is Memoirs of the Damned by Yasir Hayat. Memoirs of the Damned is following Andros, who is a vampire. This is a vampire horror, which sounds even more exciting to me. And I don't know if they mean it quite literally or if it's more metaphorically, but he is a soul shackled to his unending suffering. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what this dives into. It says that it is a revival of classic horror with a revenge theme, so I like the sound of that. I also picked up Hemlock Island by Kelly Armstrong. This one sounds like it might be steeped in the occult, perhaps. There seems to be some hex circles and some hauntings as well that are going on. So there is this island house that our main character Laney is renting out to people just to earn a little bit of extra cash. She is going through, or she's just come out of a pandemic time divorce. Does that make sense? She's just had a divorce, but it was during the pandemic time. She's suffering with a lot of panic attacks, and renting out the house is not really helping that, but she needs the extra money. However, the renters have run away like screaming, basically, because there have been like blood and nail marks and claw marks coming out from, I think, the basement. Most likely it's always the basement or the attic, as if someone has tried to come out. So she goes and investigates it with her teenage niece. Her ex-husband and his sister, who was her former best friend, have also been called and told about it. So he comes out. So another old high school friend, and I think their brother, who is now a police officer, come out to investigate. So I think it's going to get more and more isolated, and tensions and terrors are going to rise. Their means of transportation is suddenly gone, so they are literally stranded on this island with something quite sinister, and it sounds fantastic. Okay, and the two that I picked up today are What You Are Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Ayoma. This sounded absolutely darling, so quaint, and it just says library. What a nice sounding word, so comforting. I feel like I'm a student again. Library. Am I allowed to borrow books? It sounds like it's going to just be adorable. Looks like we're following a range of characters in this as they all find some sort of solace and comfort in a library, which I love the sound of it. It sounds like it's very community based, and I'm looking forward to a lovely read. It's making me think, just that the name and the cover and the vibe is making me think of the, what's the book called? You know, with the coffee shop. You know the one, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. New release. I left it for about a week or two. No one had taken it out, or they'd taken it out and it's since come back, but I wanted it, so I decided to take it out. And this is Young Gothic. The monsters aren't just in their heads. This is by M.A. Bennett, and it looks amazing. I've seen a couple of my friends talk about it recently. Following four strangers who are invited to spend an unforgettable summer at the birthplace of all things Gothic, the Villa Diodati is a beautiful isolated lakeside residence, but it hides a dark heart. Eve, Griffin, Hal and Wren come face to face with their worst fears, deadly secrets and monsters they thought only existed in their minds. And when one of the villa's guests is found dead, each will become a suspect in a gruesome murder. It was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime, but when the stuff of nightmares becomes their reality, will they make it out alive? It sounds amazing. Oh, I'm so excited to try this one. And then I got a load of books from Vinted, part of the same series. Hopefully I like it. Oh, it's packed really well. Oh gosh, it's packed really, really well. Oh, blimey. This is well packed. Okay, so these are Bella Forrest's A Shade of Vampire series. Quite a few in here. I've been wanting to read this for so long because I read the first book. Oh my god, it looks so thin. I feel like it took me ages to read because I remember reading the first book years and years and years ago on my computer, my actual computer, and I think I did a review for it actually, so I'm hoping I love it, and I've always wanted to continue on, but I just feel like I don't really spend money on ebooks. I get like the free ebooks and stuff, and I just couldn't find it anywhere that was like a decent price. So yeah, this was good. It was a great price. I think I paid, oh god, it's got to be, it was definitely less than £15, much less than £15 I want to say, for all of these books in the series. It's not the complete series, it's like a massive extensive one. This is A Shade of Vampire by Bella Forrest. The evening of Sophia Clement's 17th birthday, she is sucked into a nightmare from within. A quiet evening walk along a beach brings her face to face with a dangerous pale creature that craves much more than her blood. She's kidnapped to an island where the sun is eternally forbidden to shine, an island enchanted by any map and ruled by the most powerful vampire coven on the planet. She wakes here as a slave, a captive in chains. Sophia's life takes a thrilling and terrifying turn when she is the one selected out of hundreds of girls to join the harem of Derek Novak, the Dark Royal Prince. Despite his addiction to power and obsessive thirst for her blood, Sophia soon realises that the safest place on the island is within his quarters, and she must do all within her power to win him over if she's to survive even one more night. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it now. I really hope I will, but I think it's going to read like new adult, but that it's going to be young in style because of their age range, do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see how I find it these days. I remember really enjoying the first book at least. Then there is A Shade of Blood, and just look how different they are in size, like damn. Shade of Blood is book 2. A Shade of Sand, book 3. A Shade of Vampire, A Shade of Light, book 4. A Blaze of Sun, book 5. A Gate of Light, book 6. Book 7, Break of Day. So hopefully I enjoy all of these books. We shall see, we shall see. I'm in just such a weird mood. Like, I want to read absolutely everything, but I just physically cannot read fast enough. And like, that's fine, that's totally fine. We all have our own paces and stuff like that, but you know, you're just looking at everything coming in, like all the books that I'm borrowing from the library, books that I'm bringing into my home, even books that have been sitting on my shelf for ages. I'm just looking at them all and I'm like, oh, I want to read you, I want to read you, I must get to you. And it's just like, oh, it's so overwhelming, because then I get to the point, or I worry I'm going to get to the point where I'm just not gonna read because there's just too much choice. And what do I do? What do I do? Do you feel this way? What do I do? I think it's going to be my last check-in for tonight, but I have just read a major scene in The Monsters of Brookhaven and I'm just like flabbergasted. Like, whoa, I am scared and anxious and I almost don't want to continue because it's like a pivotal moment and so much has changed. Like, who is this? Who is this character that has just come out of nowhere and is causing havoc? And Mirabelle, like, who is she? Like, where did she come from? What's her story? I'm loving this so much. We're so excited for this night. Our friends prepared a 3-course meal for us and this is what we had. Hello, another little clip before I start work for the day. I want to show you my nails. I did these last night because I'm going to see Spirited Away at the theatre on Wednesday and I'm really excited about it. And I had these ferried away for this time. I had these for about like a year, I feel like, waiting for this moment. But yeah, how cute are they? So yeah, I'm going to work in a couple of minutes and I'm taking the Monsters of Brookhaven with me because I haven't got very much left of that and I would like to finish it relatively soon and then just return it back when I'm at work because it's one of the library books. And then I think I'll probably, with that, wrap up the vlog because I would like to get it out preferably this Wednesday, so we'll have to see. But yes, this is just a little random update just to say all that, really. Nothing super exciting except for my nails and I'm excited for Spirited Away. But yes, I hope you have a lovely day. Hi my lovelies, I just want to wrap up this video as I have finished The Monsters of Brookhaven. But before I get into that, Icey has shared, if you don't like snakes and snake skin, skip a couple of minutes, but I wanted to show you. Look at that beautiful shed. My boy Shed. He kind of ghosted for a bit, went all pale and then stopped, and then he had his food and I was like, okay, you actually gonna shed or not? Is it a full shed? But yeah, he did it. It looks beautiful and it looks pretty much complete except for the tail, which it looked like he took off. I'm not even showing you, took off separately, but other than that it's pretty much all in one. But yes, just to finish off talking about The Monsters of Brookhaven, I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic story. I really enjoyed the character of Mirabelle and that sort of found family aspect that they had, as well as the mysteries and the secrets that were unearthed within the story. I really enjoyed the characters of Jem and Tom, the siblings that kind of found their way into Brookhaven, and just kind of how that plot line developed. I would have loved to have more perspective, not even necessarily chapters from his point of view, but just more input from Tom, because we got early on how like tight of a duo they were, and then once they got to Rookhaven it was all Jem and you didn't really see a lot about Tom. But other than that, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was fantastic. Every character had some really cool magic, different personality traits, really quirky. I love the impending threat and how that was handled, and yeah, overall a stellar story. Definitely will be picking up the sequel, and we'll be looking out for more books from this author. But yeah, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall catch you in the next one soon. Bye.